Hello, how are you? In this video we'll be doing something a little bit different because I hadn't said that in a while. So let's get straight into it because I have a lot to say and I don't know if I'll be able to say everything. And then I say this and I realize that I actually have like 5 minutes left of audio without anything because I wasn't able to just fill it in with me talking. So I was watching My Little Pony again, right? And I was like, well, what would my characters look like if they were ponies or part of the pony world in general? So this is where it all starts. You know those toys that they used to make? They still make them, but nowadays, honestly, they look kind of ugly. Okay, they look ugly, I will be honest. And so I made a little sketch as a reference. I took my little post-it notes and my acrylic markers and a pencil and I just started like sketching them out. I was thinking of a little story for them and I thought like, well, if we go kind of like by the story that they have now, Selena would be a unicorn that doesn't know how to use her magic and Jellish would just be a normal horse and he's strong, I guess. Something along those lines. I decided to draw Selena without her rose crown just to make my life easier. I'm going to be honest with you. I tried searching how to make origami roses, miniature ones, for the thing that I want to do later on. And I just couldn't figure that out. I'm not good at that. I made dragons with origami stuff and I made origami dragons, okay? And I made other stuff as well that I don't remember. I couldn't figure it out. So I just decided to scrap that. Selena has no rose crown, which I don't know how that would work, but sure. So they have cutie marks, right, as horses, and their cutie marks represent their special talents. Well, guess what? Since Jellish has like all of his tattoos and his tattoos have meanings and whatnot, I thought of that one tattoo he has on his left hand. I think it's his left hand at least. And I was like, that one is perfect for the cutie mark. And I didn't even realize, well, that tattoo is about him being a trans man. So his special talent is being a trans guy. So congrats, Jellish. Be happy or something, I don't know. I don't know what that means. You have a lot of options, I guess. You're not stuck with being, I don't know, like a cupcake maker. I don't know. What if you are stuck with a cutie mark about making cupcakes and you don't even like making cupcakes? Like, that would be just tragic. Anyways, I love that sketch I made. It turned out so good. It looks like a cartoon for some reason, like an actual cartoon that you'd watch on TV. And I think that that's so cute. I'm in love with it. Every single day I flip through my sketchbook, I stop and look at that sketch. I love it. It turned out really good. So, as you can see, I got my clay out again because guess what? You know the toys they used to make, especially G4 toys? I decided, well, I don't have my toys anymore. We don't talk about it, okay? It's a long story, which we won't get into because it's really fucked up. And I don't have the toys to, like, repaint them or anything like they usually do. Like, my feed on Instagram is full of that. It's full of people painting markers, the Himimiya gouache, and ponies. Just horses. People repainting them, people showing off their collection and how much I wish I had it. My horses still, and I don't. And, well, I decided to make my own. I got my clay out, I made my little bean-shaped thingy. I used the G4 toys as a reference. The first version, specifically, because the second one, honestly, very ugly. And I'm using cold porcelain. I don't know if you knew that, but the clay I always use is cold porcelain, which is a type of air-dry clay, but not the air-dry clay that you'd find, I think, if you are from the US, that you'd like find in the store. It's that type of air-dry clay is different from cold porcelain. As far as I know, if I had to describe cold porcelain to you, like, you can get your hands on them. I've seen people buy them outside from the place here where I live, like in South America, right? But it's like very rubbery and plasticky. It's the only way I could describe it, okay? So You make your horse-shaped thing with a neck, and then you make some long spaghetti and cut out some legs, and then if you warm up the clay enough, it will all blend in very easily together because it's very smooth and soft, and just that thing loves blending in. And if it starts drying up, just be normal and use your spit, okay? Just spit on it and just use that. Just use that, okay? Okay, so at the end you will do what? Exactly. You will shove a brush up the horse's behind to be able to have a tail later on. Damn, I am not subtle at all. So you have the horse, right? The back legs, they're like shaped weirdly, but if you follow the reference, you will figure out how to make them. They have very big thighs as well, so keep that in mind, I guess. Horses are strong. The head, you just like make a round thing and add a little snoot. I had to add a lot of like more clay on the back side of the head because I had an idea, okay? So hear me out. You know how the hair is usually rooted into the toys because, well, guess what? The toys are hollow inside and they're made out of rubber. So, like, they're squishy and whatnot, and you could, like, remove it and, like, do stuff. I don't know how the machines work, okay? I don't know how the machines shove the hair in, glue it on. I don't know if it's a machine, I don't know if it's a person. But if you watch, like, people repainting the dolls, you will know how that works. And I couldn't do that because, guess what? Clay dries up hard, so I did think of a sort of mechanism in which I could remove and move the head around, but I did not want to go that route, so I went the other version, which was, you know how the hair like comes out of the head, right? So I was like, well, since I want to make the hair very dense, because I love some dolls with thick hair, okay? I know that doll people, they love their bald spots on the head to make like the hair very smooth and thin and realistic looking. I like thick hair, okay? I have thicker hair. I don't have thick hair, I have thicker hair. But I love myself some hair and I will use the hair amount that I want, okay? So I decided to cut in like a part in the back of the head, like make a rectangular cutout there, which later on I will like cut a bit more and smooth it out a bit more so than like you see here in the first part. And that's where I will add the hair in. That's where the hair will come out from and it will give that effect like hair. Then I make a horn. I like sort of texture the horn with my silicone brush to add that texture that the horses have on the unicorns specifically have on their horns. And here we have the little guys, and I added some more clay to their legs because they looked really weird and short and odd, like short and big-headed. Not saying that anyone that's short and big-headed looks weird, okay? Don't take it that way. I don't know why you would. All respect for ponies, okay, that have short legs and big heads, I guess. I don't know. And I really tried to like give a height difference to them because Jellish is taller than Selena, but Selena is also tall, so I don't know. In the end, it doesn't really look that much. It kind of looks like Jellish is leaning in, just like in the post-it sketch that I made. And I think that that's very cute. I call them post-its, but I'm talking about sticky notes, okay? Just in case, like, you don't call it a post-it. I call it post-it notes, sticky notes. I call them post-its, okay? But it's sticky notes I'm talking about. Okay, so you let all of that dry. And then you will do what? Thin out some acrylic paint and do layers on layers on layers on layers on layers. Oh my god, I did like 15, 16 layers just of painting because for some reason I decided to use white for Selena. Like I was like, well, Selena's very white, she barely goes outside, I think she'd be a white horse. And then I fucked myself over with that, so congrats to myself. Then grab some yarn that is the hair color of your horse. I'm not saying this as if it was a tutorial. This is not a tutorial of any sort, it's just me being me. Then you will make like 5 loops around your hand with the hair. I use acrylic yarn because, I don't know, it's what I see doll artists use. And I make 5 sections of those 5 roll arounds your hand and whatnot. You can see it in the video of how I make it. For the head, I make 5 of those, just for the head. And then 2 that I tie together, which you will see at some point. I don't know where I am in the video, honestly. for the tail. And then you will have a lot of hair, and what I do off camera, because I would not do this on camera because it's a process, you will get your hair ironed and you'll iron the hair just to make it like less. You could go the fluffy route, like if I was making 178, which I actually have a doll of 178 that I customized in 2021. And I would just like, I don't know, leave it fluffy or something to like, it depends on the texture you want, okay? So, you have hair, you got everything, right? And then, holy shit, I'm sorry. You cut off certain parts of the hair, because the hair is going to be very long. Like for Selena works out kind of, but for Jellish not really. He has long hair, but not that long. So there will be extra, and you make these little glue sections on some plastic and let that dry overnight or 2 nights, I don't know. And I don't know how long it will take to dry the thing. And then you have those sections to add to the hair. Honestly, I have no idea how I would explain how I made the hair. Okay, it's a very long process, so let's get into the whole horsing around again. You will take a little reference. I don't know why I'm doing this as a tutorial still. I am just saying, okay, I don't know. This is how I talk, I guess. I'm just in a constant YouTube tutorial. I don't know. You will take like a lighter pencil to sketch out the faces of your horses, and after you do the sketch and you're happy, don't press too hard or you will scratch those 15 layers you worked so hard on throughout 3 days of your horse. Not that I'm saying out of experience or anything, okay? Not that I'm saying that. And then you will color the thing in with the actual pencils you want to use, like black eyelashes and the colors for the eyes and whatnot. For Jellish's burned mark, you know, the burn mark he has on his face because he's a bit crispy, I will use my acrylic pens, my black one, and sort of blend it out using a black pencil just to add like something. I also decided to add some eyebrows to them because I thought that they look really cute with eyebrows, and decided to do that. So I have no idea where I am in the video, and I don't know anything yet. Oh yeah, so back to hair. Unfortunately, you will glue the sections into the horse and like sort of style it while you're gluing it down, right? For example, I used 3 of those sections in the front of Jellish's hair because he has like a strand that just falls in front of his face, and like those little fringes that he puts behind his hair, and then the other ones that come on top of his hair. And then he also has that one strand that sort of acts like a sort of tail, and it just wags around, like, you know, he's a weird guy, I guess. And you just glue and style, and man, it was really difficult. And you cut and whatnot, and then you have your little horsey. Woohoo! My god, I suffered to make Jellish's hair work. Selena was easy, she just has like long hair. And they're really fluffy and cute. Their feet are already dirty somehow. I don't know how. I clean my desk. I'm sure I do. I know it because I was the one cleaning it. And somehow they're dirty on their foot, below their feet, like on their hooves, you know, the downside. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am losing it, okay? Just don't mind me. This took me a week and a half. I'm done with this, but I'm very happy about them. So, I hope you have a nice day and night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!